Hey everyone, welcome. Practical Forex Trading. I'm Ryan B. It's 12/15/2019, and this video is the weekly analysis of pound dollar, also known as the cable or cable. We're going to be looking at weekly, daily, 4-hour, and 1-hour charts, and using pivot points. I like to use weekly pivot points for determining price action destinations, then use daily candles, trend lines, support and resistance. Also, I've got 3 moving averages, a fast, a medium, and a slow, 20, 50, and 200. So let's go ahead and dive in. We see long term, right? This goes all the way back to middle June of 2014. Price in the pound really, taking a big crash. So the U.S. dollar's been super strong. These trend lines here are kind of subjective. You can say, well, price broke through there, or if you make it a little bit broader, you could say, well, price hasn't quite broke through there yet. So I'm just going to keep that and assume it hasn't broke trend yet. Trends that last this long, years and years, are pretty hard to break. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But I want to use some other factors to make that determination, not just rely on my subjective angular trend line. So let's bring in horizontal support and resistance, probably the most telling. So if we look here and let's just assume this line. So look at the prices really revisit this point, this $1.33.50 area, quite a bit in the last few years. We see price here struggling to poke through it for months, 2017 before falling away, then shot back up and then was quickly rejected, then creep back up and then try to push it back, sellers try to push it back and then really rocket it off. Once price cleared that, then you can see it fell back below for another year or so. It really fell away, and now it's revisiting it again. Price has moved solidly above the 200-week moving average, which is pretty significant. However, historically, if you look back at these big moments, then price will do that and come back down. So we could see another run here, especially with the recent geopolitical stuff, with conservatives winning recent British elections. You've got Brexit coming up, and so we could really see some opportunity for the pound to fly. However, until that happens, I'm more looking for opportunities to sell. But let's look at the daily. Strong daily candle on Friday, but it didn't close above that. We see there that line's held pretty good. So let's look at our weekly pivot points and see where price is going to visit this week. So our pivot's 133.02. Let's just go ahead and place that. Right in that area. It's not quite exact. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, that's our pivot. And let's go ahead and set R1 1.3553. So not too much higher. So we've got a lot of resistance right up ahead, which tells me that there's could be quite a lot of sell orders residing there. And I mean, it makes sense, right? Historically, this zone has been a pretty great place to sell. So price is really pushing up through there, trying to get so more sells could be ahead. However, it's the end of the year, and typically trading volume kind of teeters off. So I don't know if it's going to be we'll see another test of resistance or a big sell-off before the end of December. It could have to wait until January. So But let's go ahead and place our support. So S1, 1.3089. Go ahead and clone that. Never works the first time. There we go. 1.3, oh it did. 3089. Okay, so fairly equidistant. We see that price is trying to move here and hang up above this pivot. However, could really see a pullback since if no one's buying or selling. But you know, this week we might see another quick push. This trend line is pretty steep, so even if I'm looking for a buy, I might look for price to calm down a little bit before I get back into the buying. If I want to look for an opportunity this week, let's go ahead and use the 4-hour. It's kind of like your micro daily. And this is great with my moving averages. I'm seeing my fast above my medium, above my slow, in that order stacked. And these moving averages are really expanding. That's a great sign of trend continuation, right? So if this resistance holds, and if this big giant trend line holds, still an upward velocity, really pushing to make new highs. So could be kind of crazy, some price action here while these pairs duel it out. So let's go ahead and draw this. It's a trend line. Pound dollar has some really extreme swings, just like in pound yen. So this is a tougher one. It's gonna be make sure your stops are set to anticipate these big swings. So we could see price come all the way back down right here to weekly R1 before continuing, and it would still be very much on the uptrend. Or what could happen is that we get a last minute buying spree, trying to push price up and finish the weekly off strong, because price now is sitting on top of this trend channel. Look at this, this equidistant trend channel. We see prices really kind of sprang up here. So in the very short term, I could get a buy-in, 33.30s, but really you gotta be careful because pivot points aren't necessarily support and resistance. They can be, but a lot of times you'll see price dip down and then everyone buys at that low price, right? You're waiting for that dip. So some big action possibly from pound dollar in the future, maybe not this week. Let's go ahead and place these points. So our weekly support one was 1.3089. And I like writing these out and putting these down because otherwise what happens is in the heat of the moment, I'll second guess myself and talk myself out of a trade. And I forget that on Sundays, I already did all the work. And why am I second guessing myself later in the week, right? 1.3553. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay. 1.3553. Make sure you check out our other videos for all the major currency pairs. If there's something, a chart that you'd like me to go over, let me know. Drop it in the comments or reach out. We also have a website, practicalfxtrading.com. And on Instagram and Twitter and all that jazz, there's links on the channel front page. Okay, weekly R1 right there. Here's our pivot point. So I'm expecting price to kind of hang out here in the middle probably to the end of the year. Maybe we'll see some short-term runs, but just due that, the holidays between the UK and the US are very focused over the next couple of weeks. Action's gonna be super light, volume's gonna be super light, which means price is not gonna move, which means it's hard to make money. So I'll probably sit and wait. But until then, happy trading and talk.